prepared yet.
You need to try and pick off the units as... Look at the shields on the mark.
Oh my god, the drone's gonna take them.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Terminus Re, which is an economically stable location somewhere in the Kapulu sector.
Definitely. And, well, sometimes it's not, because sometimes we do see very early spawning pools because of the map size.
Oh, yes.
And can really throw you off, especially because players, like you said, like to go for this economy-based style hatcheries first. You can really surprise an opponent if you go 9 pool or 10 pool. There is no 6 or 7, though, yet, as we're up to 9 supply. Will we see an early spawning pool, or will we see another long drawn-out game between these two guys?
It's a possibility on either end, honestly. I wouldn't put it past either of them to go for that one. ViBE actually is not going for that Overlord on 9. He's actually not building anything right now, so that looks like a 9 pool right here.
Indeed, it is going to be a 9 pool, and as I briefly predicted, I guess you could say, 9 pool, 10 pool, really good on these kind of maps. You can get 6 lings out quite fast, and it's all going to depend now on Nerchio. Does he go hatch first? Does he go spawning pool first? If he goes hatchery first, he's going to be in a lot of trouble because he's not going to have the spawning pool that fast. He's not going to have Zerglings. If he does go spawning pool first, though, he should be okay, especially because of the size of the map. It's going to take a long time to arrive into his base.
Yeah, well, he hasn't picked up his extractor yet, so we are looking to see whether or not he goes for spawning pool first or he waits, and we will find out very, very shortly, folks, on this one. It is going to be pool first, so he should be able to hold this.
Yeah, I mean, it's still going to be close depending on when the Zerglings arrive, and also when does ViBE actually scout where Nerchio is. And he is going to go for the spawning pool now, so if we look, the spawning pool just finishes now for ViBE and 6 slings in production. How much damage we'll be able to do with this, though it's not very all-in-ish, or you could say like that. You're like, he's going all in, he's going to lose the game if he doesn't defend this. No, he's still got a lot of drones, and if he equalizes the drone count just by killing 3 or 4 drones, he's still very much in this game.
Yeah, it's an early pressure build. It's not an all-in, it's not a cheese or anything like that. Although I have to say that ViBE is probably not happy right now with the scouting information he just gained.
Yeah, it doesn't see there. I mean, he kind of has to gamble now with the way his lings go. He can go down or west, sorry. And he's just going to go across map now. And he has scouted finally that there was no base in the south location with that Overlord, so he knows where Nerchio is now. But 4 lings in production, the Queen not too far away from finishing. He just needs to pull a few drones off as well. And he'll easily defend this.
Yep, well, he's going to gain a little bit of information as he sees the lings coming in right there. They actually leave the drone alone. They're feeling, well, they're feeling a little bit generous today, what can I say? However, I don't think that generosity is going to extend to his mineral line. Here comes the engagement, 4-on-6. However, he can pull drones, and look at that. It's a good surround right there by Nerchio. He nails him down quite nicely. That's 1 down initially. There's the surround, and he's got the Queen on it as well. So that should be an easy pull. Not too problematic at all right there. Nerchio deals with it quite nicely.
And through this harassment, I mean, Nerchio deals with it now. He had to not even build his natural hatchery, he had to stop building that. And if you look at the unit tab now, they have been equalized, 13 versus 13. And the only advantage right now for any player is that he has a few more lings. Nerchio has a few more lings. He also has a roach warren down fairly early here. And we could be seeing some kind of roach push. And ViBE doesn't have scanning information of exactly when the hatchery is going to go down. He's trying to move an Overlord over there. And we'll have to see how this does progress. A spine crawl surprisingly being made inside ViBE's base.
That's interesting. Perhaps he suspects some kind of roach counterattack. That would make sense. And, of course, Zergling counterattack. Also a possibility. That's not up quite yet. And ViBE is, of course, going to have to defend fairly ferociously in order to deal with this one. And here comes Nerchio's lings around the back and the surround. But right now, ViBE still has that Queen, so he can hold this. But that mineral line is under a little bit of threat. 1 drone taken out very easily. And Nerchio taking bare minimum damage on that. He will follow this one up with roaches. Admittedly, he's only building a single roach at the moment. Yeah,
I don't think he's going to go roaches. He hasn't got the supply to do so. It looks like he's just going to go ahead and expand from here. And unless he builds 2 Overlords, it's definitely going to be an expansion. And meanwhile, what are we going to see ViBE do? How is ViBE going to transition from this? 5 drones at the moment. It looks like he might just try to get an expansion up himself. No, wait, what is that going to be? It is a Roach Warren.
Well, there you go. Roach on Roach action once again. However, Nerchio does have a slight economic lead. He's 24 drones to 23 right now sacrificing one so that he can get his hatchery up. He also has an evolution chamber on the way, looking for that +1 missile to follow that one up, I would have to imagine. A couple of roaches on the field for Nerchio, nothing on the field right now for ViBE as of yet, but still, it's not a huge difference, and this could still go either way.
It could definitely still go either way. Nerchio got a slight advantage with the tech. He has the roach warrant already made. He has an evo chamber about to finish, and will stop +1 very soon too. Because he's got this slight advantage, the way he's going to use that advantage to his favor is just to get the +1. Resources, even though they're being thrown into the upgrade, he doesn't need them in units right now. And he can go back to making a lot of drones now. And hatchery has gone down for ViBE also, but a little bit behind Nerchio, and ViBE is going to get that scouting information. And Nerchio also has the scouting information that ViBE has gone for an expansion too.
We'll find out where it goes from here, because as I said, it's a little bit equal. Nerchio does have this missile attack upgrade that's coming in. That could help him an awful lot. Of course, in a Roach on Roach, that will give him the edge that he really needs. He does have the speedling upgrade coming in very, very late, of course, in comparison to his opponent.
And ViBE needs to basically throw down an evo chamber of his own soon. Otherwise, he's just going to fall so far behind in upgrades, as this +1 is about 40% done now for Nerchio. And Nerchio making 4 extra roaches now, surprisingly, and getting speed. It looks like he might be going for a timing attack here. Once the +1 missile attack is done, once the speed is done, he might be just go all in. A lot of lings, a lot of roaches just throwing at ViBE, and ViBE's going to have a hard time to defend against this. He has no creep spread. He's got a lot of energy on that main queen. Look at that, 50 energy now. That's basically 1 lava inject been skipped, and that's really bad. And I'm surprised he isn't lava injecting right now, actually. And
yeah,
that's kind of bad, yeah.
I think you're probably right about the timing attack. I mean, if we look at the specific timings, we'll see that missile attack and metabolic boost are going to finish around the same time. Nerchio is actually known for this. He is very precise with his build orders. He never wastes anything. So I think you're absolutely right about that one. We're going to see as to whether or not that actually works out for him, since he is gathering up and preparing for the push, and the roach is now rolling out. He's got 12 versus 4 for ViBE. That isn't good.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 2 spine crawls, which will help out, a third one building, and I think he knows what's coming too. Overlord now in the middle of the map does scout it. You can see that now, and he basically needs to throw down another spine crawl as well. He needs to bring down the queen from his main to help block the ramps so speedlings don't run in. And only lings and roaches need to be made by ViBE if he needs to hold this, and it's going to be very close because that is a lot of units streaming across that minimap.
Yeah, it's 32 zerglings and followed up by 12 roaches as well with a +1 upgrade. This is going to be very hard for ViBE to hold. Mass Spinecrawler is the order of the day right here, but the Roach is going in for a hammer blow, and this queen is not going to survive too long. I tell you that. There's the surround, and there's the swarm, and looks like Nerchio is slicing his way through ViBE's forces very easily right now, and of course that +1 really helping him out an awful lot, smashing his way through, and if the Roaches get into the main, this is probably all over.
And yeah, they do go in the main. They get surrounds on these roaches. Why is ViBE building an infestation pit? I have no idea what that is about. It makes no sense at all. Huge mistake from ViBE.
Yeah, and Nerchio's going to capitalize on that one. That I can tell you for a fact. That infestation pit isn't going to do anything whatsoever. Nerchio slicing his way through. He takes out a good number of roaches. Queen is down. A quick transfuse right there, which is not going to help Maul that much. Zergling stream across the field. ViBE has very little defense left. That natural is getting gutted. And, of course, his main is being absolutely destroyed right here by this timing push.
And unfortunately, this looks like ViBE's on his last leg. So many lings coming out, and GG's called.
There you go, folks. And Nerchio with a commanding lead on that one, I think. Really, and nobody should really be doubting Nerchio after that one.
Really. 2-0 against ViBE, a great Zerg play. But why did you build an infestation pit? It makes no sense at all, especially because you saw that Nerchio was pushing out. You saw the Roach and Lynx coming, and then you build an infestation pit. You need the upgrade for the infestors. If you don't, your infestors are going to come out with not enough energy to even fungal growth. And it's so gas intensive. I would much rather see a bunch of roaches come out to help defend against that. But
if I had one theory for that, the reason that he might have done that is because his opponent Nerchio actually hid his Zerglings very, very well. He held all his Zerglings back until the roaches were 3/4 of the way across the map and then started running. And maybe, just maybe, his opponent believed that it was just roaches and he could hold them with the spine crawlers.
Maybe.
That would be my theory. That's my only theory, because nothing else makes sense. So there you go. Nerchio takes it in a convincing manner, 2-0 in this best-of-3 series, and he advances. So congratulations to him. You're watching the IGN Pro League Season 2 with myself, Total Biscuit, currently infested myself with Swedish germs. Could be worse. Could be fungal growth.
It could be. I think fungal growth will hurt more.
I think that's a possibility, certainly. And we will no doubt see you in the not-too-distant future with yet more StarCraft action, folks. Don't go anywhere. The fun has just got started.